History has been likened to a vast tapestry. Each one of us is connected by threads that stretch back in time and circle the globe. But how will future historians record our time? We live in a digital age in which the sheer mass of information is beginning to overwhelm archivists. More and more of it is kept secret or destroyed, and every time these records disappear, that delicate tapestry can begin to unravel, making it impossible to recover the lessons of the past. Welcome to the History Lab. We are turning documents into data, building tools to explore the past, and in that way creating the archive of the future. We started by creating the world's largest database of declassified government documents, the Freedom of Information Archive. It includes over 2 million historical records, revealing the key decisions and covert actions of presidents and foreign policymakers over the past century. On this site, you can learn about our research in developing tools to manage the exponential growth in historical data and discover what part of the past is still hidden. Our goal is to build a declassification engine, and we are beginning with basic research on problems like automatically detecting events and identifying the people whose names are particularly likely to be erased from the historical record. But we are building this site so you can dig deeper and make your own discoveries. For instance, what if you wanted to learn about this man, Mohammad Mossadegh? Might he help us understand why relations between the United States and Iran have been difficult for so long? We can start our search in the Freedom of Information Archive by selecting from each or any combination of the following 4 parameters using the search fields: the time period we wish to explore, the collection or collections available, the name of the individuals mentioned in the collections, or the name of the country referenced. We may also search using visualization tools. In this case, we are going to look at the Foreign Relations of the United States, or FRUS collection. We can immediately see a spike in the early 1950s, a time in which the Cold War was heating up, and the United States and USSR were carving up spheres of influence around the world. You can also see from this drop-down list how Iran is one of the countries more often discussed by U.S. foreign policy officials. You can also look at who these people are. Who are the people who show up in these documents? American presidents and their closest advisors top the list, but you can dig deeper to find who they were talking about, like Mossadegh, the Prime Minister of Iran at the time. As we browse through the documents, we can favorite those that we think are particularly significant in order to read them in more detail later. Let's take a look at these minutes of a meeting between President Truman and Prime Minister Churchill at the White House. Here we can find records of conversations where the United States Secretary of State, Dean Acheson, comments on the conspiratorial manner in which it was necessary to deal with Mossadegh. Acheson is talking about how the United States and United Kingdom conspired to overthrow him. Every time you are looking at a document, the Merriam tool, a service provided by Merriam Tech, will automatically retrieve similar documents for your inspection. You can also change the criteria, so Merriam finds documents with similar language, the same people, or from the same date. I will tag this document to come back to it later. It is possible to tag documents by creating our own tags or choosing from tags already created by other users. In this case, we choose the tag Mossadegh coup. Let's take a closer look at some of the documents I tagged earlier. To keep track of the content, we can use annotations to highlight and enter comments and observations for the most important sections of a document. For example, in this telegram from the U.S. Ambassador in Iraq to the Department of State, we'll annotate this passage that shows how the Shah of Iran is being pushed into backing a military coup against Mossadegh, and how he accepted the idea. At any point, you may edit annotations or delete them. And you don't have to just search the archive by a particular time period, country, or person. We have used a technique called topic modeling to identify the most important topics in each collection and automatically cluster the most relevant records. For instance, clicking on U.S. relations with Pakistan takes you to a rank-ordered list of documents that reveal the long history of struggles over tribal regions, the future of Afghanistan, and border conflicts over Kashmir. And along with related documents, you can also click on related topics to take your research in a new direction. Now it's your turn. Go to the History Lab website, learn how we are trying to recover the lessons of the past, and start making your own discoveries. www.history-lab.org